What's up, guys? Iceman here. Welcome to Meditations. So, I've made a few videos regarding the coming of Jesus. Alright? A lot of them are speculating that the return already happened. As many of you know, there's a lot of videos on YouTube, people talking about how in 70 AD, the temple was torn down and all that stuff in Revelation, most of it anyway, happened. They say that Nero was the Antichrist. Is that who said that? And most of those things happened. And they say that we're in Revelation 20 right now. So it kind of goes in line with what Jesus said in the New Testament, right? He said, this generation will not pass until all these things happen. He said, some of you will not taste death until all these things come to pass. He said, you won't make it through all the cities of Israel until all these things happen. You know what I mean? So it kind of lines up. It kind of makes sense. And of course, it goes against the general Christian fundamental narrative that we've all been given. But that makes sense, that the fundamentalists today and the main wave view would be wrong. Because it was wrong back in the day when Jesus was around, right? All the religious leaders, the scribes, the religious folks, those who had memorized their Bible, they all had it wrong, evidently, because they didn't think Jesus was the one in their scriptures. They thought that he was a devil, in fact, and they wanted to persecute him and crucify him, and so they did. So basically, everybody thought he was a demon, except for the people that barely even believed in God, or that didn't believe in God at all. They were just like, wow, this guy's healing everybody. I'm liking this. You know what I mean? They didn't really have a religious bend on the whole thing. So point being, if they were wrong back then, the people who would memorize the scriptures, and they didn't see the scriptures in flesh walking in front of them when he was, and they said that he was the opposite of the scriptures, and they said he was the devil, not only were they studying the context of the day, they were actually living in it. If that's all the case, then how much more wrong could the fundamental main wave viewpoint be today? You know what I mean? There's probably intentional deception, which is why we all think that Rapture's right around the corner or whatever, or that Jesus didn't actually come back when he said he would, when he said that this generation wouldn't pass, that didn't actually happen. You know, he was just speaking metaphorically and all that. But where does that leave us today? It's weird how those Northern Light things were all going on. I wanted to go outside and look at it, but I was just too tired. Some folks on YouTube say that, like, Jesus' kingdom is here and now, and he's in the North Pole or something. And those Northern Lights are like the camp of the saints that is quarantined off by governments. You know, we can't go up there. It's all hidden from us. But I don't know. That's kind of a stretch, isn't it? Some say that it's just like metaphor or something. Or some say that he's zapped up in the sky, like with the Rapture or something. And that this world is yet to be redeemed. I mean, which is evident, right? Like, we're not in the new heaven and new earth. Pretty damn sure of it, because this place sucks. We get sick and old, and we die, right? Like, it's not, it can't be the new Eden or the new heaven and earth yet, right? There's something around the corner. That's why they say we're in the small season, or in Revelation 20 right now, where the devil's been released for a little while to deceive the nations. And they say that that's where we're in. Obviously, that wouldn't be happening in new heaven, new earth, right? The devil's not going to be chilling there, deceiving all the nations and screwing with everybody. So they say that we're in that phase. But here's the thing. More reasoning as to why maybe the rapture wouldn't happen in a day like this, or in these modern times. You know, like the Hollywood movies and the Left Behind and all that, where people are like in an airplane and the pilot gets zapped away from the rapture and then everyone else is just left to crash. Or like you're in a taxi and you're driving around and the driver gets poofed and everybody dies. Or like a train engineer or something. You know, there's just all sorts of situations that people could be put in today because of technological advancements, where if one were to like poof away, or if like half humanity will poof away, or a fraction of them, or whatever the numbers are, it would be really dangerous, right? And plus we have social media and the internet, so we'd be able to quickly spread the word around and everyone would know it. And God would be quite evident at that point. Of course, some say it's like an alien invasion. That's how they're going to spin the whole thing. They're going to be like, well, people were just zapped up by aliens and that's what happened, which is a reasonable argument. But it just seems like it was more fitting for it to happen way back then when he said two will be at the mill, one will be taken. You know what I mean? Just some thoughts on why I think it's more reasonable, it's more logical that, and there's more of a case to be made, I think, that the rapture did happen a long, long time ago, around 70 AD or 60 AD. Look this stuff up if you guys don't believe me. There's all sorts of folks blabbling about this on TikTok and YouTube, and it's kind of eye-opening, and it really makes everything fit a lot better. You know, it makes things, it puts that puzzle together, man. We have a lot of missing pieces, but it makes sense now. You know, I used to have to dabble around that and try to, like, intentionally misinterpret the whole, this generation will not pass, and these things, all these things will come to fruition. Some of you will not taste death, and even those who pierced me, some of them will see me coming back in the sky, you know what I mean? Like those people nailed to the cross, you know, what do they have? About 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years max to live. And he said there'd be some of them still alive who would be there in his second coming. So it's just pretty crazy. But those are just some quick thoughts as to why I think it makes more sense that if this so-called rapture were to be a thing, that it probably happened a long time ago. There's one more thing I was going to touch on, but I can't remember what it was at this point. So I guess I'll just end the video at that. And I'm curious what your thoughts are on this. So let me know in the comments, and more videos to come. Peace be with you.